Start of the second half, Hawthorn 54 to 44. An exciting, tense first half. What will the third quarter unfold? Lawrence gets the first tap. Hart concedes a bit of ground off the ground. Brereton, the handball was okay to Platten. Platten inside, good. Hall's handball across to Hudson, quick hands. An important one for McIntosh. Jarman cleverly. Gowers with a chance, a little one to Brereton. Brereton off the ground, misses. Gee, Don, what do you make of 4 points for Brereton?
Yes, Bruce, he had, in the first quarter, he had 2. He had 1 in the second, and that's his his fourth.
7-13, 7-2. Brennan to Banger back in for West Coast. 2 Hawthorn players, Gowers and Condon, neither able to take the mark. Mainwaring, who's taking the big strap off the thigh for the second half. And again a throw in. Jarman back on the ground, McKenna again on him.
Not too many positional changes. Lewis in the forward pocket with Sumich for West Coast.
Bree is still very strong. Condon comes over the top. Jarman can't control it, hasn't had a good day. And another throw in.
Back on the ground, taken off just before half-time, Jarman.
Irving and Deer this time. Deer, who's played so well, works his way in front. Clean possession. Gowers, brilliant pick-up. Took one high, but gets it to Jarman inside the 50. Pulls it back. Hudson. Clever kick, that one. And Hudson is only 30 metres out from goal.
Good build-up, and that's the way you do it. You open up the goal face by dragging the ball across the body like that. Paul Hudson has had a good season as a half forward. 60 goals and 47 behinds before this game.
Kicking at his second. It won't get there. In front. Brereton to Dunstall, 15 metres out. Snaps and misses again. The margin out to 12 points now.
His second behind, 2-2. Jason Dunstall.
I think the umpire was going to pay that mark to Brereton to play on.
Not sure.
Again, Deer very good from a throw-in situation. Brennan, 12 points the difference. 12 more shots, Hawthorn. Lawrence. Well, you get the feeling this man's going to be an imposing figure in the game over the next decade. Short.
Well
not
done.
So good. Mainwaring really worked hard, didn't he, to get back. Now McKenna goes to ground but gets it out Irving. You'd expect Platten to beat him for it, and he does. Platten from 70 metres squeezes it towards Brereton. Not a good kick. Worsfold takes it at the second attempt, the captain. Swings it wide. Dangerous handball, but now Kemp goes wider again. Turley takes off. Condon in pursuit. Good bounce for Turley. Sells a dummy on Condon. Then short to Heady. Good play, West Coast. The build-up okay. Wilson short in the centre. Goes that way. Lewis provides a lead. Wilson kicks it to him very well. Lewis takes it from 50. Sumich in the square.
Lewis was off before Wilson had that ball. That's why he got away from Morris. He was a good lead. He really put a lot of faith in Wilson delivering the ball and also getting it. Chris Lewis.
Well, surely the advantage of the breeze is to kick goals from this distance. Saw Hudson miss much closer in a minute ago. Lewis lays back, kicks it strongly, hooks it a bit, hasn't quite got there. Jakovic takes off, no mark paid. Hawthorn look for a free kick for holding the ball. And Jakovic, who's claiming the mark and doesn't want to give the footy up.
It wasn't a mark, it had to be holding the ball.
Well, one or the other. John Russo in his second grand final, Brian Shearney's third. Lewis out of the ground, Platten caught by Hart.
That's why he's such a good player, Platten. Look at the little fellow there. He puts himself under the feet of those bigger fellows. He's always burrowing in. It's hard to stop a player who's so intent on the ball.
Talking about one of the best of all time, of course. Jakovic. Lewis missed it. Ayres dragged down around the legs. Tuck could have been taken high. Hasn't seen a lot of the ball today. And Lawrence drifting into the game now. He's at right half back. Towards the wing, Allen's in front, takes the mark. Interesting duel, that one, Allen and Pike. Allen, recruited from Claremont, towards the wing, behind, Waterman overran it. Deer in trouble, Hall though to Condon, 70 metres out from goal, goes looking for Dunstall, couldn't hang on, Kemp waiting in front, clears the zone, back towards the wing. Hawthorn 4 on 2. Lawrence again. Very nimble, the big man. Not a good kick, though. Hudson crashes to the turf. Kemp on his knees, away to Matera. Matera from half-back towards the wing. Timely fist from Tuck. Jakovic waits, measures the hand pass. Matera goes again to Turley. He's on the wing, centres it. Intelligent 2 on 1, but too much carry. And Morrissey read it best off the boot.
Has Pritchard loose. Lamb tries to cut it off. Pritchard, McKenna cleverly off the ground. Langford got a bad bounce. West Coast with numbers. Sumich overruns it. Kicks it off the ground to Morrissey. One of the best couple of players on the ground in the first half. Not a good handball. Pritchard caught by Matera. Hawthorn again with numbers here. Condon caught. Good tackle, Matera. Jakovic did very, very well. Pike off the ground. Flattened, but legitimately by Lawrence, who, as Dennis Committee so rightly said, is drifting into this game strongly and becoming a force.
Well, I thought Pritchard had to be holding the ball, didn't he, in the middle there? Just let it fall to the ground.
The Matera tackle. Here's Deere, who's so good in this situation. I wonder why someone doesn't run at him from the side, because you can't body him. He's too strong. Now Pike gains about 5 metres. Waterman, and again a throw in. So a quiet start here for West Coast with the breeze, trailing by 12 points. Michael Malthouse, mentioned as a player in 1980, successful with Richmond. First grand final as a coach. Took Footscray to third, but has gone even better here. Platten has been magnificent today. Centres it. Touched off the boot. McKenna sits and waits. Hudson. The handball to Morrissey. Left foot, he can kick this. He has put it through. Can do quite amazing things, Morrissey. 8-14 to 7-2.
If my memory serves me correctly, he did exactly the same thing to Lewis at Subiaco in their first encounter. Kicked it from the 50-metre line, and there he is again with the left foot. And actually, I think he kicked it with the left foot on that particular day too. And Lewis has really got to tighten up when Morrissey is on the attack.
Irving's off the ground. Lockyer's on, and he's going onto the forward line. Jakovic is on the ball. Platten's over the ball, as he's been for the best part of the day. And the ball up. The McGarry medalist in 84, the Brownlow medalist, the joint Brownlow medalist in 87. Bounce. Jakovic with a backhander. Ayres claimed. Scrambles it forward. Gowers deep in trouble there. Down goes Tuck. Mainwaring goes off the ground out wide. Morrissey having a wonderful day. Lewis with courage got in front. This is Wilson against the boundary line. Chips to the pocket. Jenkie's in the road. Eddie's drifted out of the game. More lack of opportunity than anything else. Jenkie out of the back pocket. Around the outer side. Mainwaring's mark? I think so.
He's done well, hasn't he, Mainwaring, considering the fact he's been out of the game for so long with injury.
8th kick to Mainwaring to fall forward. Flagged try by Heady. Not paid. Thrown away by the Hawks. Mew, Hart and Platten. Hart was good early. Platten on top. Mew over the top. Lewis Ayres just got rid of him. And again, Brian Sheehan will come in and take control.
And a few more efforts of West Coast like that of Brett Heady. Threw himself in regardless. Nearly took that mark.
Against the tide there, Heady. Lockyer in the front spot. Bit of a worry with Lockyer playing on the forward line. Lewis cleverly to Heady. Heady with a high one to the goal square. Oh, gee, is that a goal? I think it might be. It is. Well, Wilson kicked one in the first quarter, very differently to that, and Heady's kicked another. A miraculous goal, and Don, if ever West Coast was going to be ignited, that might do it for them.
Well, he did a terrific effort before I mentioned the fact the way he threw himself in, Heady. He is a good player. That's his second goal. He kicked a long bomb in the first quarter, and he has kicked goals, or bag full. He kicked 7 against St Kilda back in round 15, so he is a good player, Brett Heady.
Feeling the Eagles need a handy lead at three-quarter time, over 2 goals at least. There's Lawrence towards half forward, and it will be a Hawthorn free to haul, held by the arm. He's in the true centre-half forward position. He's played in one Hawthorn premiership side. He played in the premiership in South Australia with Glenelg. Dunstall dragged down. That's got to be holding the ball. Well done by Brennan.
It was a good tackle.
Brennan's free kick. defensive side of left half back.
Here it is. You watch here, Brennan just putting the arm out and just getting Dunstall and slinging him to ground. No chance to get rid of the ball.
High towards the wing. Ball bounces back into the fallen pack. Platten again.
In the back.
The work face pushed in the back will get the free kick. So Platten, his 19th possession upcoming. Barking the instructions. Inspirational player, this man. Don't know what he had for breakfast, but I bet it wasn't quiche. There goes the kick from Platten inside the attacking 50. Back goes Deer. Clever mark. He'll be about 40 metres out from goal when he kicks. Dunstall indicating right there.
He really does lack backmen, Michael Malthouse. He just can't shut these forwards down.
Deer. Not a good kick. Worsfold in front. Fists away. Gowers pursued by Mainwaring, close to the boundary line. Still they battle. Gowers over the ball, back to Brereton.
From half forward, takes an opponent on in Lamb, then bangs it to the goal square. Deer there with a chance, and does it again. Play off ball. Should have been paid that. Surely a mark. Well, he had first grab, second grab, third and fourth, I reckon. Let's have another look, Don.
Well, here it is, off hands, I believe.
I think the umpire indicated it was touched by Worsfold off the boot. He pointed back.
It's out on the full now, and Hudson to bring it back in.
I think that was the story, Bruce. He was pointing back to Worsfold, who dived at Brereton's boot.
Well, if that's the case, a good call, but Deer appeared to take a clean mark. Hudson deep in the pocket. Kicked one goal today. It's Mr. Couple. Tries a check side, misses a behind. So Hawthorn peppering away, dominating as far as shots concerned. 13 more shots and lead by 13 points. Brennan to bang it back in. Goes to half back.
Over the top, Mew. Very good mark. Chris Mew, the veteran. Assessing the options. Goes for distance towards the pocket. Brereton. Great grab.
He had to sit on that occasion, Dermot Brereton. Came in from behind. Watch this on replay. Gets away from Worsfold, but the player set in front, Brennan, and Dunstall bustling for position. They really didn't get off the ground.
Important kick, this one. Margin currently at 13 points. It was 10 at half-time. Hawthorn getting a grip on this game now.
Yet to kick a goal, Brereton. He's kicked 4 points.
What can the champ do? From 35 metres out, stabs and kicks cruelly. Oh, that's a big goal. 9-15 to 8-2. Will that break the resistance?
Well, it didn't look a good kick off the boot by Brereton. As a centre-half forward or roaming forward, he has kicked bagfuls of goals in the past. He kicked 8 goals this year. That was against Geelong. He also kicked 8 in the losing grand final in 1985.
69-50. Jakovic has gone on to Deer. Turley misses it. Hudson off the ground. Mainwaring's mark. No 50-metre penalty. Hawthorn by 19 points. Wide to Lockyer. Started the second half on the interchange. Inside to Kemp. Kemp's left foot. Heady squeezed it to him. Heady on the left foot. Chips it cleverly. Turley should take it. Does. Should go back and have a shot. With the breeze behind him, he's got a loose man, McIntosh, on his own in the goal square. Now closed off. So Don Jakovic to the back line, McIntosh to the forward line.
Better move because McIntosh has just been outbodied by both Brereton and Deer. He's just not strong enough.
Turley from the pocket, drop punt, good kick by Turley, drifting at the last minute. Missing. Looked all right off the boot, looked a chance in the run.
West Coast not out of this, Bruce.
3 goals, but with the breeze, Don. The kick's a beauty by Langford to Mew. The lights were turned on in the second quarter. It's very dark here. To centre wing, Condon and Kemp. Kemp hassles him, bustles him. Condon still with it, a ball in.
Well
Don, they really need 4 goals in 7 minutes like they produced in the first quarter.
Yes, but the game, as we know now, is very, very offensive, and that margin of 18 points is really not much as far as Hawthorn's lead is concerned.
Lockyer got rid of Lawrence, smothered by Allen. Lamb's little kick, Ayres and Heady. Heady attacked left, right and centre. Tuck gets a kick, a high one. Lockyer's got to sit and wait and keep his eye on it. Punches it to half forward. Wilson with a bit of space round the body. A dive by Jenke was pretty good. A quick kick to Allen at centre wing. Goes to play on.
He's gone. The umpire signalling play on.
West Coast slow to react there. Jakovic out-bustled. Deere, who's playing magnificently, to Condon. Dunstall's the target. The kick to the pocket. Dunstall will try and turn his opponent inside out, squares it up. But Mainwaring, who's had a very good third quarter, to take the mark. Mainwaring to play on. Bangs it very wide. Looking towards Lamb. Gee, it was a great kick. Lamb should come inside and go on. Goes over to Lockyer. Maybe not the best option. They're going very wide here. Lockyer quite slow. High ball towards half forward. Sumic trying to get into the play. Kicked 4 goals in the first half. Mew, a little too easy as far as West Coast is concerned. And Lawrence, who's been the dominating player, play on call from half back.
Towards the wing. Mainwaring favoured. Still he goes. Mainwaring across the ground. Matera has drifted out of the game. Runs forward at the centre square. Chips it out wide, and the mark is held by Heady. Well, they desperately need a goal here. Brett Heady will kick from just inside the 50. He's got 2 this afternoon.
He fancies himself because Sumich was by himself away from Langford. He got it away quickly. Heady, they could have capitalised West Coast. He let one go from 60 metres, 55, 60 metres in the first quarter and kicked it.
Brett Heady kicks and kicks very well. No substitute for quality. He's got 3 and the Eagles come again. They will not lie down. 9-15 to 9-3.
That's a sign of a great player in the makings. When you can kick a goal like that. Here it is, the build-up. Mainwaring, who's really come into this in the third quarter. Matera, who's had a dirty day against Pritchard, spots Heady, and his kick for goal. Fantastic.
17 possessions now for Chris Mainwaring. Back in the middle, Lawrence. Allen battling against Pike. Lockyer's over the ball. Allen with courage dives on top of it. And the bounce. Inside the last 10 minutes of the third term. 9-15 plays 9-3. Umpire Sheehan puts it down. Lawrence misses the ball. Lockyer will get a free kick. He can kick it a long way, Andrew Lockyer. Distance required here. Wilson breaks for it. It's a massive kick. They'll contest on the 50-metre line. Big pack. Wilson couldn't hang on. Morrissey has been superb. Jenke now. Matera does well. Still Matera. Just outside the 50. Matera goes long inaccurately.
Gee, that was a great effort by Matera. He was out of position then. It was just pure speed that got him the ball. Work on playing a little tighter on Pritchard to be a better player.
Pritchard a bit quieter now, but Matera with a couple of important plays in the last 2 minutes. Mew goes wide, looking for Gowers. Mainwaring. He and Lawrence have had tremendous third quarters. Mainwaring up to 13 kicks now. This is number 13, too far out. 65 metres, bangs it to the goal square. Sumic. Morrissey. Throw in the pocket. Well, he's got to be high in the voting for the Norm Smith medal for the best player on the ground, Morrissey. Right there with men like Platten and Deere at this stage. Here's Lewis. Still Lewis for goal.
He's done it.
He's kicked his second. Well, he's a magician, and suddenly West Coast are back within 5 points. Lewis with 2 goals. 10 goals 4 to 9 goals 15.
And really, it's been a gritty effort to get back. All they need is a couple of other players to lift, and they'd be right back in this, the West Coast. Chris Lewis' second goal.
Well, it's a grand final that's building and building now. 69-64, Condon out of the centre. Do the Hawks have the answer again like they've had most of the day?
Lawrenson
to Gowes. There's a fight in the centre square.
Lockyer.
Deere gives it away beautifully. Condon should kick it easily. They've answered again, the Hawks. There's the fight going on. But the important play was at the other end, with Condon running into an open goal at 10-15 to 10-4. Not a good sign for West Coast that Hawthorn could respond so quickly.
And here's the goal, but whilst all this was going on, Lockyer and Lawrence were at it in the centre square. Condon will finish it off again. Deere involved. Good 1-2. But Lockyer's got to put himself more in at this centre bounce. He really didn't jump aggressively at that last bounce down. Haul off the ground. Anderson on for Hawthorn. He's got to line Lawrence up and jump into him.
Vintage Hawthorn for their 10th goal. Lockyer, cast in the role of a ruckman, actually roves that one. They scramble after it, and there'll be a ball up with their Achilles heel. They're rucking during the course of the year by and large, especially against bigger opponents. Hurting them again today, the West Coast Eagles. They're improvising. Lawrence gets it down. Condon, Allen, away to Anderson. Kicks inside the attacking 50. Oh, courage there from 4 players. They scramble after it. Deere shovels it out. Jakovic has grabbed it now. Boots to the outer side. Wing Tuck goes back and takes the mark.
There's Morrissey running if he wants him. 39th final. 11th grand final. Bangs it to Deere.
He's the problem, Bruce.
Yes, he's been the problem for a lot of teams this year. Kicks that to the goal square. Worsfold looks for a free kick going the other way to Brereton. Well, this could really be significant here. The captain giving a free kick away in the goal square to the kid, hanging on to his arm, then Brereton hanging on and looking for a free and getting it.
Isn't it amazing? The umpires have let a lot of that go on without being penalised through the season, and at a critical stage like this, they pay it.
Well, Brereton to kick his second for the 3rd quarter, and Hawthorn to really stretch this lead again. 11-15, 11-4 to 10-4, and Hawthorn are away again at 81-64. Brereton's got 2.
And those 2 goals coming in this 3rd quarter. He's kicked 2-1 in the 3rd quarter, Brereton. And it was touch and go. There's the free kick initially, but you can also see Brereton holding on. So maybe the umpire could have let it go.
81 plays 64, just over 6 minutes remaining till 3-quarter time. Steve Lawrence looking intense as Hawthorn are trying to deliver the knockout punch here now. Condon, who's been instrumental in getting it out of the centre on the last 3 occasions, tried again. There's Wilson over his head. Morrissey against the flow, knocked on by Wilson, taken by Lamb. Probing kick down towards the kickoff line. McIntosh appeared to be held, running away from goal, pushed off the kick superbly. Great defence there by Mew. He boots it out wide. It's running towards the boundary. Anderson content to get it across. Chris Mew. Wonderful balance, body to body. Simply too strong for McIntosh. There's the throw in. Lawrence in front. Ayres over the top. Pumps it back out of bounds. The experienced players coming to the fore now for Hawthorn. For the throw-in. Lawrence has done very well. Nicely to Condon. Away to Pritchard towards the wing. McKenna, wonderful mark.
He's done well today, hasn't he, Guy McKenna?
Centre wing was going to give it to Pike, then goes round Jarman. Inside to Kemp, again McKenna. Bangs it towards centre half forward. Heady wrestling with Jenke. The 2-1's Jenke clearly. At this very minute, his sister's captaining Victoria against New South Wales in an Australian netball final, so it's a big day for the family. Mew. Geez, players, Dennis said a minute ago on McIntosh was terrific.
McIntosh now on the half-back line.
Well, he's been everywhere, Don, today. Here's Hart. Should kick it accurately to the centre. Does. To Lockyer. Can stretch it wide to Turley, he does, who can go all the way here if it sits. Can go right in and kick a goal if it sits quickly enough. Should run and attack, doesn't really. Chips it off to Heady, cleverly in the end. And Heady, the man who can kick them.
Djakovic off now. What's happened is McIntosh has gone back onto Deer. Waters has come on and he's gone half forward.
And Djakovic has had a tremendous final series, but not so good today. So Djakovic and Irving sitting alongside one another. Well, Heady's kicked 3. And to say that West Coast needs this would be telling you the obvious. Trailing by 17 points. Kicked one from the other pocket a moment ago. This one's tougher. Drop punt. Leans over it. Looks to have kicked it very well. Has. 4 to Heady, and he's keeping West Coast in the game. 11-15 to 11-4.
And 3 of those have come in this the third quarter, and what another great kick from this fellow. I've got great admiration for him because obviously he's looked at himself and said, yes, I've got to improve, and he's lifted the weights. But also he hasn't neglected the skill aspect of his game. Andy Collins on, Jarman off for Hawthorn.
Centre square infringement. So Lawrence takes the resultant free kick and boots towards half forward. Offhands it, runs behind. Waterman out of his own defensive area. Back to midfield. Lawrence uncontested. Drops the mark. In trouble now. No tuck on the assist. Feeds it wide. Mew will go again. Made it awkward for Morrissey. Knocked away by Lewis. Taken by Heady. Down towards full forward. Big play this one. Back they go. Langford leads in the race and through it goes for a minor score. I can say that this breeze is backing around. It's starting to go across the ground. More drama there. Under 3 minutes remain in this third term. Mew drops the mark. He's at right half back with ample time. Settles. Intended for Anderson. Punched away by Kemp. It's out of bounds and we'll have a throw in. What about that breeze? It certainly has started to go across the ground.
Gee, I wonder who's standing Mew, Don. I mean, he had a paddock there, didn't he? Some loose checking by West Coast.
Play, Bruce. Collins has gone to the half-forward flank, being picked up by McKenna.
Inside for Pritchard. Quiet third term after a terrific first half. Mew off one leg to the centre square. Off Deer's leg. Waters caught. It's had a disappointing day. Hawthorn force it forward. Brereton cleverly. Condon's been a big success in this third quarter. Ducks, turns, weaves and kicks it to Hudson in the pocket. Can't take it. And it's going to come off Brennan for a throw in.
Mew's by himself too. I'm just watching Mew. There is nobody picking Mew up at all. Now Mew's playing at centre half back. There he is.
Well, no wonder he was loose. Now, this is where Deer can be very good. Body to body. He usually wins out. That time he pushes McIntosh. Brereton looks for half a free kick. Deer cleverly with strength to Anderson. Oh, great kick for a goal. Look at that one. A beauty. Well, Deer did it again. Anderson produced the magic at the end. 12-15, 11-5.
And just as that move was happening for Hawthorn and that goal, the 12th being kicked by Anderson, Kemp has now gone to centre half forward, being picked up by the bigger Mew. Here it is. Again, the big body being put in by Deer. Enough strength to retain his position. Gets it across to Anderson, and that was a good kick for goal, really.
Instinctive football getting that last goal, aided by strength for the Hawks. This is Allen confronted by Lamb. Down he goes, knocked on by Ayres. Pike's got it now, and the Eagles start to run. They're going goal for goal at VFL Park. This is Pike, 60 metres out. Long bomb. Heady is going back, not required. It's a goal. What a grand final. The two heavyweights of the competition are slugging it out. 10 points the margin. Hawthorn lead. Just over a minute remaining in this third term. Good
What a
tackle.
great tackle by that Lamb on that occasion. And watch this kick. The only thing you can be critical of here is that Sumich has made the lead. Now, forwards don't know when to lead when a guy's bouncing the ball in that fashion. But Pike, equal to the task. What a magnificent kick. Did it himself. They won't be denied, the West Coast.
Marvellous game of football, this one. Befitting a grand final. Lawrence to Gowers, virtually straight up in the air. Anderson, valiant attempt. Turley's got it. Strong tackle, Platten. McKenna feeds Matera. Smothered off the foot by Lawrence. The players doing the right thing now. They're programmed for this. Lewis, they've got a 3-on-2 situation, the Eagles. Off the ground though by Jenky, saves the day.
It was great play by Jenky because he was outnumbered.
Gowers and Mainwaring. Mainwaring should leave it for Lockyer. He's caught in the end and goes. Langford on the up. Gowers from half back. Rain just lightly falling here. Pritchard centre wing. Inside 30 seconds now in this third quarter. West Coast must deny Hawthorn here. They trail by 10 points. Condon to half forward. Missed by Hall. Pike's handball to McKenna. It was Anderson who missed it. McKenna from half back. Centre wing. Heady with a big fly. Now Jenky sits and waits. Steadies. Drop punt okay. Condon. Big game Condon. 14 kicks, 10 handballs now. It's his 14th. Well, siren will go any second. There will be no further score in this third quarter. It goes now. So the scene is set. The stage has been constructed for the final term. Hawthorn lead by 10 points at 12-15 to 12-5.
Mulder said it will take an enormous effort in this last quarter for the Eagles to get up. He realised it's a big task against this breeze, but he said you are good enough to do it and make sure that Peter Matura lifts on that wing. Also, Jakovic has got his chance at centre half forward.
So Pritchard with the first kick. Deer again, who's been superb all day, goes for goal and touched by Dunstall, doesn't quite get there for a behind. Irving and Waters, the two players on the interchange for West Coast. Didn't pick the Hawks up, but I'd fancy it'd be Anderson and Collins. Any changes, Don? Have you noticed anything? Have a look.
Just that Jakovic has gone to centre half forward.
Brennan's kick. Lawrence from the side. Pritchard able to keep McIntosh down. Hawthorn leading by 11 points in the grand final. Lawrence has kicked the full forward. Deer goes in and Brereton in the front spot.
Well, there were 3 Hawthorn players in the vicinity when that ball was dropping. Worsfold was outnumbered, and that is not a good sign. There's Deer flying, but look at Worsfold. Platten there as well.
He's kicked 2 goals since half-time, Brereton. 2 goals into the breeze in the third quarter. Premierships in 83, 86, 88, 89. One of the most celebrated careers as a team player in the history of the game. And from point-blank range, should not miss and puts it through for number 3. So the Hawks start well. They get the buffer. They get the break. And now it's up to the West Coast at 94-77.
Well, since quarter time, they just played catch-up football, the West Coast. They allowed Hawthorn to come back in the latter part of the first quarter. That was critical. And Brereton, very inaccurate early. He's kicked 4 points. The high ball from Lawrence allowed him to kick his 3rd goal. He's got 3 goals for Brereton. And it's a great effort because he is under a cloud. He's got a knee injury. He's played with one just about all year, so it's testament to his courage.
So the margin is 17 points. Back in the middle. Lockyer collides with Lawrence. Condon, who's done so well on the centre square, trying to force his way through. Kemp, and then Lawrence knocking it out wide, taken by Anderson. A high floating kick towards half forward. Oh, Collins, superb mark. Magnificent performance. Collins chips it intended for Allen, closing on him. Pike runs free behind. It's taken by Pritchard. This for a premiership, perhaps. It's home. No, right on the line. It's been marked by Brereton. Well, the Avalanche is gaining momentum now, and Brereton at point-blank range has a chance to perhaps end the resistance once and for all. Brereton relishing the situation. Kicks. It's a goal. What a mark by Collins to start that chain reaction. 14-16, 12-5, and perhaps it's the end of a dream now for the West Coast Eagles.
Well, the margin now 23 points. Hudson, you could see wrestling. There's Pritchard. Brereton, I suppose, could have let that ball go through. Getting away from Worsfold. They just can't match the forwards. West Coast haven't got enough players. 100-77.
Hawthorn, the only team this year to kick 100 points against West Coast. They did that in the first of the finals matches, and they've done it again today. Worsfold just 6 possessions. Jarman on the interchange, looking for a free kick. Mainwaring. West Coast need 3 goals in a hurry. Heady goes to ground. Mew goes to ground. Hawthorn get it. Lawrence gets it to Gowers. Gowers goes to half forward. Deer, who's been a colossus today, to Condon. Condon towards the goal square. Hudson at centre half forward. Well, it's all happening, and it's happening for one team. It's Hawthorn.
Already kicked one, Paul Hudson.
.45 metres out, directly in front. Bread and butter shot. Drop punt. Goal. Shut the gate. Well, just about. 2 to Hudson. 15-16 to 12-5. And in the space of 5 minutes, Hawthorn has kicked 3 goals.
Lamb coming off the ground, Irving coming on for the West Coast, and Hudson, one of the most improved players in the league. He's really come from nowhere this year. 60 goals, 47 behinds before today. Terrific effort. Irving going down in the forward pocket for West Coast.
Jakovic on Deer, so Malthouse making changes left, right and centre. Allen out of the centre. One-way traffic for the moment. Collins, who's waited all day to get a touch and took a big mark a minute ago to set up the Brereton goal. Worsfold. Has he been moved from Brereton? Yes, he has. McIntosh back there. Throw in at centre wing.
There's the skipper. Boundary throw in. Deer with the left hand. Almost a throw from Collins, taken by Kemp. Forward of his own half-back line. Enormous pressure. Collins scrambles a kick forward. Allen held a long time in the tackle. Down goes Platten. Kemp going nowhere. Allen on all fours, and a whistle eventually. Final lunge there by Kemp. Alan Joyce looking at 2 out of 2. There's the bounce. Deer. Collins put his body in. Pritchard goes off the ground. It comes back to him. Hurried kick over his left shoulder. Anderson keeps it in. Just inside the 50. Pulls it back towards the kick-off line. Brereton in front. And through it goes for a minor score.
Margin up to 5 goals. The biggest so far today. Well, they've celebrated through the 80s with their 4 premierships and 3 in the 70s. They haven't had long to wait in the 90s by the look of it. Hawthorn. Brennan. Jakovic the target. Swirl from the back. Mainwaring, who had a spectacular 3rd quarter. Jenke beats Heady for that one. Jenke bangs it back towards the pocket. McKenna against the flow. Has been West Coast best player. Good kick to Matera. No one to kick it to, though. Just Hawks in front of him for the moment. Has to wait and stop. Then with pinpoint accuracy gains only 20 metres to Waterman. What can West Coast conjure from here? Waterman to centre wing. Pike outnumbered. Allen. Hawthorn working hard. Off the ground by Kemp. Heady runs it out with Lawrence for a throw in at centre wing. Heady with his 4. There's Dwayne Lamb. Scott Waters alongside of him. They've both had insignificant afternoons. Look at that. 16 to 4.
Lawrence behind Kemp. And now Pike on the wing. Gained about 30 metres or so. Knocked on by Lewis. Crashing in there was Ayres, and he gets it across the boundary line. He started superbly this afternoon, Gary Ayres. It's been a fine defence. And they're getting ready to party, you sense, those Hawthorn supporters. There's the boundary throw in. Hart towards centre half forward. Sumic puts his body in front. Ayres superbly done once more. Gowers to Platten. Towards half forward goes the kick. Knocked away by Lockyer. The man they've been unable to stop over the ball. Deer tries to slap it out to accommodate Collins. Down goes Waterman. He's getting a free kick. Waterman in his own half-back line. 15-17 to 12-5. The Hawks have slipped away now. Waterman from half-back towards the wing. Heady in front. Jenke over the top. Ayres again. Eyes only for the football. Down he goes. They wrestle after it. Coming through Jakovic. And he pushes the ball across the boundary line.
There's just no run at all from West Coast. When that ball came out of defence, they were looking for something, but there's nothing, just statues in front.
Well, they kicked the first 4 goals of the game, West Coast. They trail 15 to 12. And a lot more points than that. Lawrence, Pritchard caught. Good tackle by Worsfold, but it'll be a bounce down at centre wing.
Irving's going to be moved. Simic is going back to full forward. Irving may come out to centre half forward.
So Michael Malthouse ringing the changes, hoping for a miracle. Tuck. Turley. Free kick to Hawthorn.
Against Lewis on Tuck. These Hawthorn players just prepared to put their body between their opponent and the ball.
Old father time, Tuck, 38 years of age. Brereton at the back of Hudson. Lockyer.
Oh.
Poor performance. Deer again gives these chances up forward to Pritchard. Well, Deer's just killed them, hasn't he? He's been fantastic.
I just wonder why Matera has been left on Pritchard.
Pritchard's had 16 and 3. Matera 11 and 3. But again, it was Deer's strength on it to set it up. A mistake by Lockyer. And Pritchard, well, he really should kick it. He's only 30 metres out. 50-degree angle. And any chance West Coast might have, or has, should go with this kick. It does. Second for Pritchard. And Hawthorn charge away now at 16-17 to 12-5.
The second goal. Darren Pritchard, recruited from Sandy Bay. He was picked up number 26 in the 1986 draft. And they've made a change, another one, the West Coast. Worsfold off. And Waters on.
Worsfold off. Yeah, off the ground. Waters back on. 16-17, 12-5. And Pike with a free kick.
And Platten was getting treatment by the trainers just as that goal was being kicked.
Pike kicking towards half forward. Matera knocking on. Turley inside the 50. Vacant goal square. How will it bounce? The wrong way for the West Coast Eagles. Too little, too late. 12-5, 16-17 inside the last 17 minutes of the season. Carl Langdon helpless, just watching on. Langford, meantime, boots in. Wide towards left half back. Valiant work by Mainwaring. Gets it out of bounds, so a throw in.
Tried hard, hasn't he, Chris Mainwaring, especially in that third quarter.
The ball at right half forward. The team that's trailing. Mew. Wide of the pack. Waters. Running away from his own goal initially. Across his body. Morrissey. Play on's the call. Morrissey almost the mark. Slow to get up. Guy McKenna. And another throw in. Mainwaring likewise. Very slow to his feet. Mew. Brilliantly done down to Anderson. And the Hawks are lasting better than the youngsters. On the wing, clash of bodies. Condon, a valuable player, goes off the ground down towards left half forward. Brereton, look at the spring in his step as he approaches the ball. He's thinking premiership now. Knocked away that time by McIntosh. Hart emerges with the ball. Matera loose on the wing, can take it and go. Well shepherded by McKenna. He boots down towards right half forward. Wilson under the ball. Heady behind. He'll take a good kick from here. He measures the pass. Too much carry though, intended for Sumich.
It wasn't Sumich interfered with. He's injured now too.
Langford comes away, clears the zone, back to the wing. McKenna knocking away from Lawrence. Lawrence does very well. Tries to get it to Gowers. It's out of bounds. Sumich seems to be okay. He's hurt but on his feet. And Langford is still on the ground.
And here it is. Now this is where the infringement should be to Sumich. See how he's pulled the ground by Langford. And Langford also hurt himself in that exchange of bodies. Another angle.
Oh, I don't think it's a kick.
Hart and Lewis, centre wing. Well, the heady kick wasn't very good anyway to Sumich.
Langford is in the hand of the trainers now. Physiotherapist Barry Gavin out there. John Kilpatrick, trainer.
And Mew's gone back for Sumich, just to plug the hole. Irving clearly to Turley. Turley from 50 metres with a short one. A good kick that time to Jakovic, who takes the mark. 16-17, 12-6. One of two 18-year-olds on the ground today in the final, the other McIntosh. Both important players in West Coast running the finals. But just a little overwhelmed today. Djakovic from 40 metres out, hooked it across his body and misses very badly for a behind. 12-7, 16-17. The captain looks on. Chris Mew with a bounce. Platney's target, Hart with him. Hart wins this time. Ayres, who started magnificently, to Brereton. Well, some luck there, but Ayres and Brereton, two of the superstars of this Hawthorn team.
Long probing kick once more behind Hudson. Appear to be taken high. Gives it to Dunstall. 15 metres out. Dunstall kicks another one. 17-17 to 12-5, and the hawk is flowing.
Well, that's his third goal, Jason Dunstall. Maybe Paul Hudson should have been given the free kick for around the neck, but he was quick enough, had enough composure to get it across. Watch this, here's the scrimmage. Hudson there, could have been a free kick, but quickly gets it across to Dunstall, and he goes in and puts through Hawthorn 17.
So the break is too large now, and that man knows it. John Kennedy and Alan Jeans both coached Hawthorn to 3 premierships. Kennedy in 14 seasons, Jeans in 9. And what about Alan Joyce? 2 from 2 as Condon goes towards half forward. Free running ball. Collins comes to meet it now, 60 metres out from goal. Dunstall has the drop. He goes back in front. Brennan's fallen over. Dunstall deep in the pocket. Measures the options, pulls it back, it's a goal! Oh, what a classic! (18-17 to 12-7), and that, my friends, is the icing on the cake.
Well, his 4th goal, Jason Dunstall. Since his injury this year, he really hasn't kicked a bag full, but this is a great snapshot. Watch this, here he is battling with Brennan. Deep in the pocket, over the left shoulder. A great effort. Let's hope he's fit next year because he is capable of kicking bags.
6 goals to Hawthorn in the last quarter. Ayres. Well, it's a celebration now. Gowers. Dunstall goes. Waters.
Lamb about to come on for West Coast.
Matera gets a bad bounce. Pritchard. Hudson. Matera over the top of Hudson. Play on call. Hawthorn charging away to their 9th premiership. All since 61, and 8 of them now since 71. They were the most successful club in the 80s, and equal with Carlton in the 70s. Deer. Platten off the ground. McIntosh, quick kick. Jenke like a racehorse. Takes off, charges towards goal, kicks it long, hits the post. Don, they're really enjoying it now. The pressure's off. It's been released, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, they're just doing as they want, aren't they? It's just a matter of time. What is going off for West Coast? Lamb about to come on. He's gone on and off the bench today, Scott Waters. So has Dwayne Lamb for that fact.
Lockers kicked the centre wing. Turley up early. Missed by Matera. Taken by Deer. The handball misses the body. One of the very few mistakes he's made. McKenna to Mainwaring. A bounce. And a second one. And now Matera mops up.
This is Pike alongside the centre circle towards centre half forward and Sumich. Langford gets a fist on it. Ayres again. Impenetrable. He goes towards the outer side. Gowers takes the mark out there. Andrew Gowers winning a place late in the season. And now part of a premiership side. Centres it to Mew. He's been along this road a few times before. Chris Mew. Long kick. Platten over the top, waiting behind Dunstall, and he's taken the mark. It was untouched. Big leap from Platten. Didn't reach the ball. And now Dunstall will kick from about 45 metres out.
Watch this in replay. Platten flies. Did he interfere with the West Coast player? I think so.
Dunstall kicking at his 5th. Looks good. Another one. 5 goals to Jason Dunstall. Smiles all round. And that's correct. 1991 is the year of the Hawk.
Well, he's kicked 5 goals 4 times this year. Here he is. He kicked 9 in round 5 against Footscray, and also 9 against Sydney Swans in round 2. That was before his injury.
132 to 79. The Hawks was 7 goals in the last quarter. Geelong holds the record with 8 goals, 5 in the last quarter of a grand final. That is under threat now. There's not much else under threat except the scoreboard with Hawthorn attacking. Lamb to Pike. Wide to Wilson at centre wing. Short left footer, not going very far. Lawrence able to cut it off in front of Worsfold.
He's come into the game since half time.
Big opening in the 3rd quarter. Impressive statistics from the Knock Ruckman, 15 kicks. Waits his time, looks for Paul Deere, who's been a giant today. Anderson back to Deere. Round his body with a high one. Hudson's there with Collins. Gee, no competition. Hudson caught, brought to ground by Irving. Waterman's quick kick to Matera. An element of luck there as Irving and also Hudson behind play and Platten. Matera's kick not very good, but falls into the arms of Heady. Sumic provides a lead. So does Worsfold. Kicks it to Worsfold at half forward.
Scott Waters about to come on again.
Well, how could you be settled playing a game like that? Heady to Sumic, good kick, should mark. Misses. Langford mops up. Symbolic of what's happened in this game. To Anderson. To Brereton. Exhibition here. Sells a dummy. The kid with a left footer. Condon.
Wilson coming off for West Coast, and Waters will go to the half-forward flank. Ayres picking him up.
Anthony Condon. Torpedo punt. Kicked it a long way from behind. So 1-2 for Condon. And Hawthorn with all the answers. 133 to 79.
Becoming very clinical now as Lockyer kicks in towards the outer side. It pitches in front of Gowers and runs out of bounds. So the margin 54 points. Hawthorn's biggest winning margin in a grand final, 96 points in 1988. Their smallest, 7 points in 1971. Hawthorn so good out of the centre square this afternoon. Boundary throw in. Celebrations well and truly on in the outer now. Kemp comes away from half-back towards the wing. Lawrence touches it and it goes out of bounds. Alan Joyce. The pressure's gone, well, almost. Final minutes of the season. 7 remain in this game. Lawrence wins it down. Gowers to Allen. He goes off the ground. Down towards the attacking 50. Quick hands from Platten. Sends Condon into space. Hard against the boundary line. Kicks to the pocket. McIntosh and Brereton. It's taken away by McKenna, who's played so well. This is Kemp. Untidy looking kick, but effective. And Hart's got it.
Into the centre square. Heady and Jenke. Jenke thumps it away. Lawrence. Oh, gee, with the elbow.
Oh, excuse me. Well, at least the umpires are consistent. He was reported on that occasion.
To be honest, Don, it wasn't so much malicious, but just...
well, it was there. It was similar to the one that got Hinkley reported the other week.
Oh, sure. I mean, he's elbowed him in the face. But
at least they're consistent, the umpires.
Matera with a free kick. Lawrence with his number taken.
It's amazing you used to be able to do those years ago, Dennis, and get away with it.
I'll take your word for it, Don.
Matera's kick, Lawrence thumps it away, Worsfold sits and waits. And then untidily out towards Waterman and puts him under pressure. Able to break the Ayres tackle. Bangs it down to Langford and Sumich. Sumich gets rid of Langford cleverly.
Just pushed him under the ball at the critical moment, Peter Sumich.
A la Paul Deere. He's done that so often today. Sumich, who started in a blaze of glory with those 2 goals early on after 50-metre penalties against Langford. Had 4 goals early in the match. And lining up for a 5th from 45 metres out, straight in front, into the breeze. Drop punt. And looks to kick the goal, and has. 5 goals for Sumich, so he's done his job. He and Hetty have got 9 between them. But West Coast just with 13. 13-7 to 19-19.
They're very predictable, aren't they, in their forward line setup? They haven't got too many variations. It's either Hetty, and he's come to the fore, or it's Sumich, and he's also done well. They're just kicking his 5th goal. Tried hard all day, Peter Sumich.
19-19 to 13-7. Irving gets it down. This is Pike towards half forward. Good-looking kick. They'll contest about 30 metres out. Morrissey knocks it away. Ayres cleverly. Langford claimed by Sumich. It comes back to Ayres. Puts it out wide. Gowers and Mainwaring. Gowers pushes it across the boundary line. That's been an interesting duel. Gowers 23 possessions. Mainwaring 19 possessions.
Incidentally, that was Peter Sumich's 111th goal for the season. His first year he kicked 45 goals. That was in 1989. Last year 90, and now 111. Good effort.
McKenna again to Worsfold, back on the ground. Kicks inside the attacking 50. Sumich left it behind. Langford, down he goes. Allen, Pritchard is battling in there too. And there'll be a ball up. So a bounce about 50 metres out from the Eagles' attacking goal. Pritchard up very slowly. He's taken the honours from Peter Matera this afternoon. Sumich intended for Hetty, but wide of the mark. Gowers to Allen, who scrambles it out wide where Waters leads in the race.
Collins with him. Waters in the pocket. Goes back to Lamb. Round his body. Tuck. Bangs it back. It's going to break all the records today, Tucky. To Brereton. To Mew. Some of the most famous names in this famous club. To Dunstall.
See, the advantage of playing in front, you saw that with when they miss kick, you're always going to take advantage. He's just putting his body between his opponent and the ball, which is coming down the ground. It wasn't a good kick by Tuck, but he was in front, took the tumbling mark, and now it's finished up with Dunstall. Not pretty football, but very, very effective football.
On the 50-metre line, he'll kick it from. Just outside, Dunstall leans back, kicks it straight through. 6 goals for Dunstall. 6 for Dunstall. And Hawthorn to 20.
This is his 4th goal, and this is the last quarter. His 3rd best effort for the year, Jason Dunstall. He's kicked 9 on 2 occasions. He's kicked 5 on a number, but he's never kicked 6. And there he is, tumbling down. Right, and through went his 6th goal.
2019 plays 13-7. Irving wins it down, taken by Turley. Michael Tuck's in there, standing over Turley. Quite a contrast in experience. Michael Tuck, 426 games. That's a lot of liniment. Bounce alongside the centre circle. Irving to Pike. Hurried kick towards half forward. Ayres superbly done once more. Oh, brilliant stuff. Ayres goes off the ground, but only as far as Matera. Feigns a hand pass. Gets by the tiring Ayres. Runs to 40. Goes goalward. Looks good. Oh, he's missed. Not by much. Wrong side of the post. And the Eagles, the wrong side of the result.
His 3rd point, Peter Matera.
James Morrissey wide. Pritchard the target. Matera comes in. Pritchard around him with a bounce. Up to centre wing. Brereton. What a great comeback it's been from that knee injury, which kept him out of the game against Geelong. Deer. Kemp. Lamb. Brennan to Hart. Short to McIntosh. Waterman crisscrossing here to Matera.